Welcome you all. So in this video we have to discuss a little bit modification on the standard Turing machine. Till now, in my previous video, if you watched all that video, then we will discuss about what are the Turing machine and what operations we can perform on the Turing machine. Some basic operation on that. So today, we simply see the part one, we can say some little modifications in the Turing machine, then how the things will be changed in the uh, standard Turing machine. So it was an extended Turing machine. We read it before that it contains the seven things. That it is a Q is a number of states. We can say like that, finite set of states. Then summation is input alphabets or symbol. Then toy is at tape alphabet. We can say top of the stack alphabet. Then transaction function and Q naught or Q0 is a Q initial state, and then B is a blank, which is used at the end of the tape, which is represent that the tape is ended here, left and right both sides we use, and then F is a finite set of state, or we can say final set of state, and it is our transaction function. If at a particular input state we are seeing any top of the state stake with any variable, then we simply get a new state and apply the new top of the variable and move left or right, something like that. And it is a standard diagram of Turing machine where it is a tape which contains both of side blank, which shows that after the blank it will be tape will be ended, or we can say tape contains no any inputs. So it is a tape and it is a read write head and it is a finite control. So finite control move read write head left or right and it reads the data or write the data on the tape. So it is a standard Turing machine. We already discussed it all the things. Now we make some modification on that standard Turing machine and we get some we can say new types of things. Let's have a look. There are so many things I took over here in this video, very some from them among them. So the first one is Turing machine with stay option. Stay option we can say like that. Till now we know that the header, or we can say read write head, can move left or right. But if we are also modify the Turing machine in a such a way, then we also add some one more option, which is say S, where it means the head will not move left or right, it is stay at where it was. So it is we add one more we can say movement, which is S. So if there is a S, it means the head will, after reading or writing an input, then it would not move left or right, it just stay where it was. So it is simply known as a stay option. So Turing machine with a stay option, all things are same, which I write the extra is different. So in this thing, the transaction function will be like this. After then, Turing machine with semi-infinite tape. Semi-infinite tape, it means, what do you mean by say? I just want to explain with an example. So standard Turing machine contains the input string. So it is an input string. It here it shows an small n, small b's are input string, and after then at the leftmost side it is a capital B, and rightmost side is a capital B, and it is infinite and infinite. So already I told you that tape is an infinite tape machine, or we can say tape, which contain the input string, and the both the end it contains blank. Whenever blank will come, it means the input string will over the left side, over the right side. So it is infinite. So tape length is infinite at the left side, or it is infinite at the right side. But we can make semi-infinite. Semi-infinite, it means anyone, we can say left side or right side is a finite. So here we simply make a finite to the leftmost side, and rightmost side remains the infinite, we can say tape. So we can also make it like this. So there is a no blank at the left side and all blanks are at the right side, or we can say infinite tape at the right side. So it is a Turing machine with semi-infinite tape. Next modification is offline Turing machine. What do you mean by offline Turing machine? Just I have an example. So it is a tape, and we know that then it is a tape will read and write the data over here, and it is a finite control machine. So read the input from separate file and read the output on the tape. So on the separate or offline Turing machine, we not put the data onto the tape. We have a separate file where the finite control read the data from the separate file, and this separate file, after reading the finite control data from here, and it is a read or write the data onto the tape. So it is a diagram of the Turing machine, which is simply known as the offline Turing machine. An offline refers that it read the data from the separate file. Similarly, we can say multi-tape Turing machine. So on all this in previous example, we have only one tape. On finite control, read-write had only one read-write head, and which move left and right and read the data. But we can have multiple tapes like this and multiple heads to read this tape. So there are multiple tapes, tape 1, tape 2, tape 3, and so on. We can say tape n, and there is a finite control which reads the tape 1, tape 2, tape 3. It depends on the particular head. So how we can know? By using the n represent the particular head, which head is going to read it out. So toy is the top of the stack, or we can say a tape, the data on which we are going to use, and we move or we can say insert the data onto the tape or something like that by choosing a particular value of n. So the transaction function is like that. When there is a input state and we are having the particular top of the stack value, and we get any next input state and next any other value of top of the stack, and we are moving left or right to the particular n, it will say n1 n2 n3 any particular head. So we can also have multi-tape on a Turing machine. Then the fifth modification is a jumping Turing machine. Jumping it, we can say, till now we've seen that we are moving only one step, or we can say consecutive uh, in string or consecutive next bit in the tape left or right. But in the jumping state, we can move any number of times to the left side or right side jumps. So in this example, or we can say in this jumping Turing machine, the transaction function will be at a particular state we are in the top of the stack particular value, and when we are getting any input string reading over there, then you are getting new state and new top of the value state, move left and right. And how much time we move left and right? We move n number of times. Why n number of times? Because we are jumping the n number of values. So it is known as a jumping Turing machine. Then similarly, non-erasing. Non-erasing, it means if we erase the input string value and replace it with the blank. Erase it means not any string, not any other string, nothing like that. And in this Turing machine, erase it means the blank value. So in this Turing machine, input not changed by the blank value. So we cannot change any value with a blank in a non-erasing Turing machine. Always write Turing machine, it means whenever we read any input data, then that read data is must be written into the another form. Always, not remains same as same. So in the Turing machine, input always write with some other value. So always we write input with some other value. Then the Turing machine is known as a always writing Turing machine. Then multi-dimension Turing machine. Till now we've seen that there is only one direction, so we can move left or right. So it is a one dimension. But we have n dimension where we can move left and right, as well as we can go up and down. So in this example, we are having the Turing machine. It is a read write head, and in this read write head, we it is a tape. In this tape, we can move. Uh, let's have a look to the transaction function. In this transaction function, in the next state, we are simply moving the left or right. Suppose it is a pointing to the this dimension, we can look left and right, up and down. So its move can up and it can move down, it can move left, it can move right, and any direction it can be. So it is simply known as a multi-dimension Turing machine. So these are some variation, or we can say some modification in the standard Turing machine. After getting some modification, we get a new Turing machine which having some extra, we can say benefit or some extra advantage as the standard Turing machine in addition to the standard Turing machine. So I hope you understand this concept. In next video, we will discuss some rest of modification in the standard Turing machine and how they are differ and how they are, we can say, having advantage as compared to the standard Turing machine. So till now, I hope you watch all this my previous video, understand all the concept of Turing machines, and if you have any query regarding to the same, then please comment your question into the comment section. I'm very happy to answer your questions. Thank you very much.